Welcome to episode 8 of the radio podcast.
Aloha.
Guess who that is? It's Shagun again.
I'm back.
Again.
I'm back again.
We talked to Beth Scott today.
Oh yeah, she's really talented.
Super talented.
She's a perfectionist.
She's on her way to musical theater. Broadway.
Go see her.
Go see her.
Yeah.
So, what's up?
It's going down low now.
Going down low.
Yeah, like there aren't that many events. We're gonna still plan out for the slip and slide.
Oh, slip and slide.
Yeah.
That's everyone's favorite.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be good. It's just we need to talk to the admin first about it, and then there's gonna be grad banquet. Gonna make sure to get everyone dressed up for that day.
It's on the 27th, right?
I think so.
Yes.
I think so. And then
I'm supposed to do a speech.
Ooh, is it like the roast session?
No.
Oh, you should do
It's
that.
a toast.
You should do the
toast.
roast. There should be a roast.
There's no such thing.
Oh, there is. Everyone tells me about it. Everyone does. And then exams, and then commencement. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really plan much during this time of the year.
But the slip and slide.
Oh yeah, I was talking to people.
I bought a tarp.
You did?
Yeah.
I wasn't
It's
told.
sitting in the storage room for ages now. It's a brand new tarp.
I was gonna buy a tarp.
Oh,
That's so good. Oh my god.
you guys asked me to buy a tarp.
I totally forgot.
It's a great tarp.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be smooth. It's going to be a good ride.
Okay, that's good.
Pick a hot day.
Oh yeah.
Make it a Hawaiian theme or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Island theme.
And then everything's going to be all like, there's going to be food. There's going to be a water fight. No.
We could have a luau.
Yeah. Everything's going to be awesome.
We could bury a pig underneath the Delview soil.
I don't think that will happen. We were thinking of a pool, but then some people were like, will that be hygienic? And then I was like, okay, we could work around
Hygienic?
that. Yeah, because they're going to be in mud, and then the feet are going to,
Well, we could put the pool at the end of the slide.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Anyways. That would be so awesome.
Anyways. Sounds good. We're at 30-Hour Famine right now,
Yeah.
one of our biggest events of the year.
It's going to be awesome. There's a pageant and everything.
I'm looking for... The talent show last year was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Had some amazing talent, but also people who were kind of called up at the last minute whom I didn't know were performers who went up there and really were rock stars. So
Justin and guys sang. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's always really fun.
Yeah. 3 Musketeers singing.
Mm-hmm. Plus, Beth Scott is going to be doing her unicycle act.
Yeah, that's gonna be the best thing ever. It's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good seeing you again, Shagun.
No problem.
On with the episode, and maybe after the episode, we're going to have some clips from 30-Hour Famine.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Bye.
High five. Weird. Got alien sounds.
Nice.
It's picking up something.
That's just me. That's just all the stuff in my brain.
You mean you're transmitting things from your brain into the
Yes, that's
podcast?
Exactly what I'm doing.
Weird.
Yes.
So how's it going?
It's going pretty good. How about you?
I'm good. It's famine night.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. There's always fun stuff going on, and like the talent shows. And are you here for famine?
Yes, and I'm in the talent show.
You're in the talent show. What are you doing?
I'm riding my unicycle.
You ride a unicycle?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
2.5 years. Ish.
2.5 years. I haven't seen somebody do that since Lauren. Do you know Lauren Wolf?
Lauren Wolf, Sarah Wolf, her younger sister, taught me to unicycle. So.
Okay. So you've inherited...
Yes.
Okay. I see. Because not a lot of people do that.
No.
So, yeah, the only person that came to mind were the wolves. The wolves. So that's cool. You're doing unicycle at the talent show.
Yeah.
So you've been fasting for how long now? Not quite 30 hours.
No.
So since last night?
I've been trying. I tried.
Okay, so when did you cheat, Beth?
Oh. Well, I have... I tried to go from this morning because I have a bunch of dance and things on Saturday that I don't want to like pass out. So,
you don't want to.
but I cheated at lunch today and I had a cookie.
Okay.
So
Okay, at least it was just a cookie.
I'm gonna do better.
I can imagine if I was doing it, I would like go have a turkey leg or something.
You're not fasting?
I'm not. I'm supervising.
That doesn't mean you can't fast.
Well, I have medical needs. No, I don't. But
food needs,
which is medical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Food's important.
Anyways, you're a person of many talents, Beth.
Yeah.
So we can add unicycling to that.
Yeah.
The last time I saw you at the coffee house, you were singing "Over the Rainbow."
Yeah.
Which I thought was fantastic because, first of all, you sang the verse, which not many people do.
Yeah.
and being like a jazz standard nerd that I am, I thought that was pretty cool. You started with the verse and you sang the whole thing.
It was very hard to get a track with the verse.
So I guess you listened to a few different versions. What's your favorite?
Oh, I don't know. I honestly just like the original from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But
so Judy Garland.
And that's my favorite, I think. I don't think anyone else does it the same.
Have you heard the Eva Cassidy version?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's just her and the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a really sad story.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she had a disease and she died early. That track didn't come out until somebody discovered it and put it on the radio, and then it became popular. Yeah, so she died too early. But the performance, I thought, because I saw some of the performances there and I performed there, but yours is very polished. Is that what you do? Like before you, because I kind of respect that because, I like doing that. If I was going to put on something, I would make sure it looked good. And
thank you. I actually got asked the night before, so I didn't have any time to practice.
Are you serious?
But I'd been working on that song with my singing teacher, and I was preparing it for an audition that I just had on Sunday. So I was like already in the works, but it was still pretty rough, and that one I wasn't too happy with actually.
But it actually did sound really good.
Thank you.
And you did the whole dramatic thing where you were in the corner and then you came out. I actually had to leave partway through, unfortunately, because somebody asked me to go get something. So I was like, But and when I came back, you were already done. But I heard most of it. So good job.
Thank you.
So you've got a voice coach?
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing that?
This is ending the 3rd year.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Okay, so 3 years. And I guess you got that just because you like singing and you want to get better at it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Sarah Wolf, actually, same voice teacher. And she introduced me, and so she's been really good. Getting all of the, getting into the more musical theater tone in a voice, because that's what I'm, trying to train for, instead of, what you hear on the radio.
Right.
It's, pop and nasal and...
So what is the musical theater tone?
For me, all of... for me, I struggle a lot with consonants, because I really like to chop up consonants. And because I want to, I'm articulating things.
Right.
But we're working on that.
So to smooth it out?
Smoothing things out, yeah.
Okay.
And getting things more rounded and less, less in the nose and less Yeah.
Interesting. So I don't know a lot about that. I never had a voice coach. But what are some of the, like, I guess you have certain exercises to help you develop that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a couple. I don't like to do them, but still have to, because it, like, drives my dog nuts when I'm in the house. She thinks that I'm, like, in pain and crying, but I'm just going up a scale.
So it's mostly scales?
Yeah, mostly scales, but then different, like, arpeggios of the scale.
Okay.
So, like, jumping fifths and thirds and eighths and all of that fun stuff. Yeah.
Interesting. And the first time I heard you sing was "O Canada" in front of the school.
Yeah, that was.
Was that at Thanksgiving?
No, it was at Remembrance Day.
Okay, right. I was like, wow, she can sing. Because I don't think I ever heard you sing before that.
No, I didn't. I don't know. For some reason, I don't do a lot of singing at schools, at school and things. But I did "O Canada" on, like, a spur of. I was like, you know what? I'll ask Mr. Hoskin and we'll do it. And he was like, yeah, okay, sure. But we have, like, other people that, like, want to do it. And you're like, you're only grade 10. And okay. And then I did it. And I don't know. Maybe I'll do it again.
Yeah, that was a nice surprise. Yeah. So what kind of, you're into musical theater, I guess?
Musical theater. I'm a big nerd.
Yeah?
Yeah, big nerd.
Have you seen any?
Yeah, I've seen, the only Broadway shows I've seen here at the Queen Elizabeth were Lion King and Wicked.
Mm-hmm. Wicked was here?
Wicked was when I was 11.
Oh, I didn't know it was here.
So it was here for a while, and my parents surprised me because I desperately wanted to see it, and they were like, oh, we can't afford it, and then they surprised me with tickets, like, when we were downtown one night, and they were like, oh, we're going tonight. So
wow.
That was like, I think that was the moment that I was like, oh yeah, this is it. This is it for me. This is all I'm doing.
Yeah.
So.
And Newsies is coming up.
Newsies is coming, and I want to go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be I wanted to go see that, but I'm going to be camping in Utah somewhere. So it's unfortunate, but...
Yeah, I'm going to save all my money and hope for, like, the back tickets.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least you get to, like, sometimes... The last pop concert I went to was Black Eyed Peas. I paid $64, and we were in the nosebleeds behind the stage.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of stuff was happening in front of the stage, and I was like, what? $64, which were the cheap tickets.
Yeah.
Right? We went to Broadway recently to New York, and I've been to New York twice before, and I was like, I never got to see anything on Broadway. So this time we took the kids to see Matilda.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And we got tickets for $50 online, and it was amazing.
Yeah, it's a really good show. Yeah, that'd be like, I wish that I was where I am at now a couple of years ago, so I could have done that. So I could have gotten an audition, because I'm a little too old now, but I think I could still pull it off if I, like...
You could.
Put a lot of blush on and...
Yeah, those actresses don't last very long. They do, a couple of years and they're gone.
And then they're too old.
They're too old, yeah.
But I know I want to see, the one that I'm really obsessed with right now is Hamilton.
Yeah.
But it's currently, it just got, I think 16 Tony Awards, which is the record of all time, and it's sold out for the next 2 years.
Right.
And it makes me want to cry because I want to go see it so badly.
I know.
And Lin-Manuel Miranda, who wrote it, and is Hamilton, is like my new, like, star. And
he is a huge star. He's been on all the talk shows.
Yeah, and it's just because of that. And he wrote, like, other things that are on Broadway right now, but this one's just kind of blown up and launched him into the spotlight.
Right. Yeah, he did it In the Heights.
He did In the Heights.
Yeah.
And one other one that I can't remember, but...
I think he translated, like, a revival of West Side Story.
Oh.
Yeah. He could do that too. But he also wrote, because I'm a Star Wars fan.
Oh, yes.
He wrote that Cantina song from Star Wars.
Did he?
Force Awakens.
Nice.
Yeah, the part where they all walk into the cantina. he wrote that. It's an interesting story because J.J. Abrams was at Hamilton watching it. Lin-Manuel Miranda wasn't performing that night, but they bumped into each other, and he joked, if you ever want me to write a song for you. And it turns out that John Williams had turned down, like he wanted to focus on the score. He didn't want to write little songs like the one for the Cantina. So he called up Lin-Manuel and said, can you actually write the song? So, yeah, they just released it online. It's called Jabba Flow. He apparently went to a website that had like Jabba's language, and he used the language to do the song.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah, me and Mr. Turpin have been kind of nerding out about Broadway and Hamilton and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's a big nerd too.
Yes, he is.
I think I'm the only one in the room that really like. He like instantly says something, and I'm like, "That's from a musical. You just copied that." Like today in drama class, he had something written on a script, and it was just one line, and I was like, "That's from Hamilton. You stole that." And, whoops.
Was that for the TRC?
Yeah.
He was showing me
the
that.
last line, I was like, "That's from Hamilton, dude. Like, don't even try and fool me."
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, but yeah, New York's the plan.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's probably not going to work, but...
Well, if Mr. Turpin sticks around, we've been kind of chatting about, a trip.
Yes.
Because that would be cool.
Yeah,
especially for you drama types.
Yes, I've been saying that Mr. Turpin's not allowed to leave, and if they make him leave, then I'm going to go on strike and just sit in the drama room, just in the middle of the drama room, and not go to any classes. And then my mom said that she would join me, so we're gonna...
Right, and people come in...
just so we can... We're like,
who's that girl in the middle? Oh, she's been on strike since Mr. Turpin left, so...
But, yeah, because my mom's a huge nerd as well for musical theater, and as soon as Mr. Turpin mentioned a trip, she was like, "Oh, I'm coming." Like, you don't have a choice. I'm coming. I'm coming with you guys.
Oh, I love New York. That'd be super.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else are you interested in? You were in the band too, right?
I'm in the band.
You are currently in the band.
I'm in the band.
You're involved in a lot of things.
Yeah, I gotta cut back because...
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, I play clarinet, and I tried the oboe for a while, and then it just kind of didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it next year because of all my other things and training, but it's been like 5 years of clarinet. So
5 years?
5 years, I think, yeah.
And what happened to the oboe?
I don't know.
You tried it for like a year?
I tried it for like a couple of months, and then I asked Mr. Hoskin if he'd help me, and he said okay, and then it never happened.
Is it more difficult to play?
Yeah, because it has like instead of one reed, it's got two reeds side by side, and so you have to like
control them.
And when I started playing, it kind of sounds like a dying cat, like a little bit.
Everything sounds like a dying animal.
Yeah, but like this one, it was like if you took bagpipes and just made them like a little bit higher, like that's kind of what it sounded like. But so. Yeah,
it takes a while to master an instrument. Like 5 years of clarinet. Do you feel you're pretty good at it?
I'm pretty good. I haven't mastered it. Like I can't even I still can't get to the top of the clarinet's range because it's so big. Mm-hmm. But been trudging along and working.
I used to play the trumpet, and what messed me up was braces.
Oh yeah.
Because I had to get braces. I think I got braces in grade 8. So I had grade 6 and 7, I played the trumpet, and then when I got to high school, that messed me up, so I had to kind of start over again, right?
Yeah. No, that was the thing, because they told me that, well, if you're going to have braces in the future, like, you can't play the trumpet and things, so I was like, okay, I'll play the clarinet. Oh, I also played the trombone, like, a little bit.
Oh, really?
Like, I did it in the grade 8 band rotation thing, and then I kept playing it for a while, and I can do, like, some of the basic stuff. And for some reason, I feel like that one is just, like, way cooler, but also because of the fact that I'm so small and my hands are so, like, short that I have to, like, throw the slide on the ground in order to, like, get it to the lowest note and then, like, move it back up and then throw it on the ground again. So that one was fun, but it took a lot of energy just to keep tossing things.
And the spit valve is lots of fun.
Spit valve was fun.
Those brass instruments
threatening people with it is good.
Yeah.
I'll dump it on you.
That's what I after every concert, I just remember just a puddle underneath. Yeah. It was amazing.
With the clarinet, I end up getting a spit rim around on my thigh where I hold it because it like all drips down. And when you're wearing a nice fancy dress at a concert, it's not very nice, but...
I guess that's why it's nice to have the valve there to keep it in.
Keep it in.
Until you need to...
Because it's so straight, it just falls right down, and then you get a nice puddle on your lap.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's pretty gross. What about saxophone? You probably convert to saxophone as well?
I don't. That's like the one instrument that I haven't made a noise on. Mm-hmm. Because I can...
Really?
I've like...
But you play clarinet, isn't that...
They're like...
Similar.
The reed, like the mouth is similar, but the keys are like so different, so I don't...
Oh, okay.
I've never really tried, but I can play like a couple notes on the flute and like just go like this on the trumpet and just make noises, and then... Yeah. And then like a little piano, and that's...
Piano?
A little bit. I can play like 2 songs, which I'm very proud of.
Which songs?
I don't know what the name is. You know, like Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I can play things by ear. Some of the ones, like the basic ones, and then I have a couple that are a little bit harder that I learned when I was like 7, and then just kept them in my brain.
Do you feel that once you've learned any instrument that it makes it easier to play other stuff, pick up other stuff?
I think it does. Mm-hmm. But like obviously, a trombone is so much different, like from a flute.
Right.
But it still does make it a little easier. But right now I'm having a lot of trouble because I have really bad asthma, and I've been having coughing fits. So like when I start playing the clarinet, like all the air, and I'm like, I can't breathe. So I'm glad I'm not playing like a bigger instrument that requires more air.
Mm-hmm. And breathing is important for playing an instrument.
Breathing is important in general, I would say.
Yeah. So you're you sing, you play a little bit of piano, some trombone, clarinet. You unicycle. You're into musical theater. Have you got the dancing down yet?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I dance 2 days a week.
Oh, really?
Tap, lyrical, ballet, jazz, contemporary. That's it.
So you do all of that?
Pretty much, yeah. All of it, yeah.
Okay, so I guess in different lessons, or it's the same program?
Same studio that I go to. We're like a big tap studio. Mm-hmm. So I went there for a musical theater song and dance course, and I was like, okay, like fine, I guess I have to dance. I was like 11, and I was like, okay, like I really don't like to dance, but I guess I'll go and like dance because I need dance in order to be a musical theater actor. And so I went, and then they were like, yeah, like you should do tap. So I like did tap with like the 6-year-olds and got through it. And now I'm in senior tap and ballet and all of it, and
that's amazing.
It just kind of happened, and that's where I am on Mondays and Tuesdays, which is why I can't be in the play right now, which is
you've got sad. Commitments.
Yeah, so all my training for musical theater means that I can't do musical theater sometimes. Just kind of.
But they're not doing musical theater right now.
They're not doing musical theater, but
so
they're doing a play, so I'm all right. But
maybe next year.
Yeah,
maybe next year you'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're honest, and you have priorities instead of joining it and then not being able to show up.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, the play in the fall and winter, Unknown. I did a small role in that one because I was actually in a professional production of The Wizard of Oz at Richmond Gateway Theater.
I grew up in Richmond, so I know that theater pretty well.
So I do like over the summer I do like kids camps, and like I'm like a volunteer teacher for those kids, and then they like have known me, and I auditioned for that, and I was a very good munchkin. I was an old man munchkin. I have no self-respect left and no dignity, but that's okay. But it was a job, and it was my first like professional gig. So all of November was rehearsals, and then all of December and the beginning of January was the shows, and there was 24 shows.
Wow.
It ran for a long time.
And so that was your first
my first real
musical theater.
And I was part of the kids ensemble, because I'm technically a year from the gap where you can become an adult or you're a child, and the girl who played Dorothy was a year older than me, and I was a year younger, and I was in the kids ensemble, and she was the lead, and it was kind of funny, but got to be in Emerald City and a jitterbug and all those fun things, and got to...
Good experience?
Yeah, it was a good experience. It was good to figure out, like... It was good to experience it because then I really knew what I was getting myself into.
Right.
And it was like, okay, well, like, if you still like it after this, then, like, yeah, okay, that's... And I hated it, but I loved it. Because, you know, I came home at 11 o'clock at night because I live here in North Delta, and I would bus out to Richmond and then drive home, and we had rehearsals in East Van. I don't know why. The rehearsals were in East Van, and so...
The rehearsal was in East Van,
but the performance was in Richmond.
Okay.
And so they had, like, a rehearsal hall was all the way out there, so I would SkyTrain and bus out there.
Wow.
And then sometimes SkyTrain and bus home at 12 o'clock in the morning.
Amazing.
Which was fun. So it was good to know, like, figure out how much I could do. And so I hated some of it when I was there and doing it, but it was like a really good memory looking back, and it's definitely...
Well, I feel like it doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to ever love 100% of it.
No.
Because that other percentage is just work and trying to get better at something, right?
There's a quote that I really like that's, theater is hard work that actors love to do. So we kind of hate it, but, like, we couldn't live without it.
Right. Yeah, I could understand that. And it's, I mean, great for you for having that kind of experience, because a lot of people at this age, at your age, they say, oh, I want to be this or I want to be that, and they really have no idea.
Yeah.
And, you know, the trouble comes when they actually experience it and go, oh, actually, this is not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Right? And... You know, a lot of people, I've heard people saying that they want to be a doctor or a lawyer, and those typical things, because you can see them, it's visible. You kind of know what it's about, but you don't really. Yeah. Because you know, it was same with me. Like it was actually my parents. My parents wanted me to be a doctor. They really wanted me to be a doctor, but. When it came down to figuring it out, I was like, well, I don't really want to do that. Yeah. Right? So good for you for seeking out those kinds of experiences. Yeah. Because now you know that it is work that you love. Yeah.
Our next step is that we're going to be looking for the next couple of weeks is an agent. And right now I'm in the school for all 4 blocks, but I'm only actually in class for 2 of them because I do online work. So I'm kind of flexible now in, like, school because I have 2 spares. Yeah. But so we're thinking we'll start doing that and see where it leads, and if I can get commercial work to, you know, pay money, and because theater doesn't pay very well, but TV does. Right. So for me, TV's not what I want to do, but it pays the bills, and you
need to supplement your interest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
Good.
So, you know, I look really young, and that's I can be a kid, and then they can still trust that I won't go fool around and, I don't know, stand on my head while they're trying to do stuff.
So what's the process for looking for a good agent?
Honestly, I don't know. We're looking right now for a youth and child agent that works around our schedule instead of us working around like other places. So like evenings and weekends, it's obviously ideal because I don't want to miss school. And then we've been looking, like, I have other friends from other shows that I was in that have agents and like giving recommendations and stuff. And then we go for a meeting and we talk, and they see if they like me kind of more than if I see if I like them. And I have to give them my headshot, and sometimes they ask for like a compilation video of like things that you can do. So a video of like your singing and dancing, acting, just kind of all in one, so that they can see if you have any talent whatsoever. So we're working on that one too, but need to find a space to film. And
right, because you have to make the money too.
Yeah, exactly.
So they want to make sure that
you've
got the goods.
Yeah. So yeah, we've looked at a couple, and we haven't gone for any interviews yet, but we're gonna get there and see if I can get some jobs, because right now it's gonna be easier to build up a resume while I'm young, because TV really likes young people, and then I can have a full resume of stuff that's not like, I was at this kid's summer camp when I was 9, and have that for when I get into my 20s and I'm in university and I want a job and things like that.
Yeah, good. You've it looks like you've planned it out pretty well. I think it's gone pretty good so far.
This is the rest of my life, so yeah.
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 Good. Now, how does performance affect how you approach the things that you have to deal with at school or in life? Because I know that performance isn't for everybody. I've like myself, I've done some performance before when I was little, and I remember the stages of, at first being afraid to be up there, and then once I gained confidence, it really kind of changed who I was.
Yeah.
How did it work out for you?
It's a really weird thing for me, because I actually have a very severe generalized anxiety disorder and social anxiety, but I don't have stage fright, and I don't get anxious when I go on stage. And that's always just kind of been a weird thing that no one can really figure out. They're like, well, if you have anxiety, then how are you not afraid to go up? But so that has kind of, I don't know, it's just a weird thing that, like, I'm not anxious, but this being on stage brings me like so much joy that like I kind of think sometimes, like when I'm dealing with something in school, or like I have to do like a smaller presentation, and I just think about like being on the stage, because I really, for me, small groups of people are really hard to present to. So if I have like 3 people, especially if I know them, and I'm like trying to sing a song, then that's really tough for me. But if I have 1,000 people in the audience, and I'm like, okay, let's do it, like whatever. I
think in some ways, and I found this feeling as well when you're doing that in front of a large group. It's almost, it feels like you're more isolated.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of in your own bubble.
Yeah.
And you're presenting to a lot of people. Yeah. A lot whom you don't even know.
Exactly.
Right?
And you can't see their faces a lot of times when you're actually in a theater, and that's a big one for me. It's like I just kind of see black, and I remember I was doing a musical, and it was one of my like first big roles. I was a dragon. It was great.
What kind of a dragon?
I was a very nice dragon that got kicked out of dragon school.
Aww.
I was 10. I was 10, and I was like...
Dragon dropout.
I know. Dragon School Dropout. And I was, like, singing a sad song, and I just remember that, like, I couldn't see anything because I was all in a blackout, but I had one spotlight just on me, and then all of the audience was black, and all I could see was one blue dot of a camera, the camera that was filming it, and it was just, like, flashing blue every now and again, and I just was staring at it, and then I got off stage, and I was like, I don't even remember that I sang. Did I sing? And they were like, did I keep singing? Yeah, you kept singing. I don't remember singing, and then when I got off, everyone was like, "Oh, that was the best you've ever done that song." Oh, that's good. But yeah, the stage.
Is it something you crave?
It's something, yeah. For me, my favorite parts of of rehearsal is when all the final touches come in. I really don't like when you're starting to do stuff and it's all, like, really rough, and I really like when it's gone all in and you start to get the costume pieces and it gets really exciting, and then you go to the stage and you start putting it on the stage and it all fits in your brain. And so I love that day that I get to go to the theater and actually be in the theater, and obviously, like, opening night and performing, I love that.
Has anything ever thrown you before while you're on stage? Like, what can do that?
For me, I've had a lot of costume malfunctions. It's been really good. I've gotten my costume stuck on my braces.
Oh no.
And I got, like, it was like the felt material, and so it, like, stuck onto my braces, and then I had, like, stuff in my teeth for, like, the rest of the scene, but couldn't really see it. But I was like, I thought it was stuck, so I, like, went like this, and I had to get it. And I've had suspenders holding, like, big pieces up. One of the suspenders snap, and I've had the whole audience laughed at me at that one because I was holding one side and dancing with the other hand. What else have I had? I don't know. And then sometimes other actors will throw me off a little bit, but I tend to just ignore other people when I'm on stage. If I'm interacting with them, like, yeah, but if they make a mistake, I've known to be very, like, I'll just say your line in how my character would do it, and I'll just say something else really funny, and we won't even notice, and no one will care. So, I don't know.
I think Allie mentioned one time she was on stage and the other person totally messed up or totally skipped a whole part. And then she didn't know where to go with that conversation because the conversation was basically messed up.
Yeah. That's
have you ever had that happen?
I've had that happen. Not on any big nights or anything, which is good. But I've had that happen a couple times. But I just I'm like, so, and I've had people miss their cues to come in, and you just kind of give that person a look, and you're like, or like the person, and then someone else is supposed to come in and interrupt you, and you're like, so you have a dog? Yeah. What's your favorite movie? And you just kind of, like, go on and on rambling until they finally figure out that they're supposed to come on. I've done that a couple times.
So you've got to have some improv skills.
Yeah.
To make that work.
Yeah, improv club.
Yeah.
But, like, I always kind of have, like, an idea of, like, okay, like, in this scene, like, if something goes wrong, like, this is what I'll start saying. And I'll, like, if someone misses that they're supposed to interrupt me with this line, I'll just keep going with whatever, and I'll think of something, like, continuous blurb of words that I can just start spewing out.
So when you do improv, are these, like, strategies that you've come up with, or is a lot of it, like, if you're good at improv, is it just because you're, like, super quick, or can you actually develop your improv skills?
You can develop your improv skills. For me, it's just like an instant, like, a switch turns on my brain, and then it just starts, and I don't even sometimes know what I'm saying, but it'll just go, and it normally works. Normally. But yeah, for me, like, improvisation wasn't really a problem, but, like, you always want to keep working at it, so that's why I'm the vice president of the improv club.
Join the improv club.
Join the improv club.
There's a plug.
We're so fun.
How often do you guys meet?
Tuesdays and Fridays at lunch.
Cool.
So, yeah.
How big is the group?
I got about, 8.
8 regulars?
8 regulars, I would say. Which is pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good for a club.
Yeah.
So you just go through different
right now
activities?
Right now we're just doing games because the drama room is very messy for painting the play. And so we don't have any room to do scenes or anything. And our president, Elizabeth Trottier, has been pretty sick recently, so we've just been hanging out and doing a bunch of games and fun things like that. So.
It'd be cool if you guys opened it up for lunch for people to watch.
Oh, like anyone, we welcome anybody to come in at any time. You don't have to actually participate. You can just sit there. We don't really care. We're thinking about doing an improv night at some point by the end of the year to raise some money for the drama room because funds and we're hoping that that's going to go ahead and we can do some fun things and do some acting and teaching other people to improv as well as showing them. So.
That would be really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd go to that. I need some improv skills. Yeah. So with improv, because I've gone to see improv at like Granville Island, and they do a really good job, and it's always somehow they can end up making it really hilarious. Or shows like Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Whose Line Is It Anyway? Yeah.
Hilarious, right? So those kinds of skills, I guess it's like practicing being able to work with certain situations.
Yeah.
Or maybe, like, do you find it easier if you study and know the person you're playing really well and the type of person they are and how they might react?
For me, I tend to just kind of start with that character and then just kind of see where it goes, because if I try to study it, I'll try and do all the details perfectly, and then I'll just get frustrated with myself. So I start with, like, a basic idea of, like, okay, like, this person is a girl, and she's 10, and she likes ponies, and then I'll go from that, and then all the little details kind of just go in place. When, I don't know, even when I'm improving, like, that kind of, throughout the scene, I'm just kind of like, okay, like, this is who I am, and what I'm doing, and I'm having fun with it, and I think it's a lot easier. Some people are way easier to work with, especially for improv, than others. I mean, obviously, just the fact, like, some people just aren't as good as improv as you might be, or you might not be as good as them. So, it's kind of harder on that level. And also, just if your idea for the scene kind of clashes. So if one person is like, oh, I'm going to make a really good joke about this, and then you're like, well, I was just going to make a joke about the opposite thing in a couple lines. Thanks. And things will go completely in the opposite direction that you were hoping, so that you could do a really funny line, or you could make the scene go in a certain direction, and then someone else completely flips it, and you're like, oh, darn it.
It's a game.
Yeah.
Like when you watch those actors do it, like on the show or whatever, you actually see the setups.
Yeah.
And it's quite interesting to see that.
Yeah.
And they're able to read each other so well. I guess that's what you mean by there's certain people that you're able to act well with more than other people.
Yeah.
Even in social situations, you find that there's certain people who you're just funnier with. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think that's Shagun.
Is that Shagun?
Just give me a sec. Shagun.
Shagun's here.
Shagun's here. Shagun's my co-host for today because Miss Hansen is usually here, but she broke her leg dancing.
Yeah.
She's a dancer too.
Nice.
And my son's...
Share a mic.
Okay.
I told my son that, and he said, what kind of dancing? Break dancing? He's 9 years old. He's got a...
Break dancing.
He's got a sense of
Because she
humor.
broke her.
Oh, that was not funny, but it is.
It's a good pun.
Good pun.
Yeah.
Good job.
We were talking about the many talents of Beth Scott here.
Dang, she's got a lot.
Yes, she does.
Sing, dance, what else?
Sing, unicycle. Are we talking
Really?
about that?
That's
I'm unicycling tonight.
It's gonna be so awesome.
So what is the unicycling? What's the thrill to unicycling? First of all,
no one else can do it. I'll be like, oh, like, can I bring my unicycle? And people are like, what? And it's just this moment of like,
that's good.
huh? Okay. And it's pretty funny to watch the shock on people's faces when I'm like, oh yeah, unicycle. That's so cool. I know.
I mean, you said something there about it being unique. And
Yeah.
that's, when you have unique talents, that's actually a good way to go.
Yeah. So.
Because, I mean, everybody plays whatever, guitar.
Yeah.
Everybody plays guitar. Do you play guitar?
I don't play guitar. That's like the one thing that
Uh-huh.
everyone's like, oh, if you play like instruments, do you play guitar? No. I don't really care to either.
However, you do the unicycle, you play clarinet and other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure guitar's, it's easy to get into. I'm self-taught.
I want to play the ukulele though.
I've got a
that's
ukulele.
the one. That's the one that I want to do. Because then I can go play the ukulele on my unicycle. And it would look really funny. And I think that would be a really, really funny thing to do.
Do that for the video you're creating for your agent.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Who is this girl? Ukulele, unicycle, singing over the rainbow.
Oh yeah.
That would be so awesome. You should actually do that next year.
I'll do it.
Do you have a ukulele?
I don't have a ukulele. I have a couple friends that have one, so I've been like trying to do a couple things. But
it's one of the cheapest instruments to get into.
My mom was like, no more instruments, no more things. You're not allowed to do anything else. But I need to do a ukulele.
I bought mine for $50 at the music store, and $50 with the strings, because it came with really bad strings, so I restrung the whole thing, and it's great. I mean, it's so fun to pick up and play.
That's another unique one that people are like, oh, cool.
Well, it's one of those instruments where as soon as you show it, it puts a smile on people's faces,
like,
right?
A mini guitar.
I remember in our school, we used to have ukulele lessons in grade 4.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we had music classes.
That's so cute.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Wait, what school did you go to?
Betty Hall.
Oh, nice.
It's a nice school.
Oh, nice.
I feel like we could have a ukulele club at our school.
Yeah.
There's quite a few people who have that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We should have
Breeway plays
Does
the
she?
ukulele.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. We were going to do some stuff for I don't know, for something. We were going to try and do she plays ukulele and I sing. Little duo there, but I don't know. We might do it for the Fine Arts Night at the end of the year.
That'd be really cool.
That'd be...
Yeah. She's another new one, but I've heard several other people who play.
Yeah.
Neat. So, what else is going on, Beth?
What else is... Oh, all the things.
You were talking about anxiety before.
Anxiety, yeah.
Right? We were trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
Where you said, social anxiety.
Social anxiety and generalized anxiety.
Right. Which is not uncommon.
Yeah.
There's some teachers who have that as well. But, in social situations, you get a bit anxious, but when you're performing, it's like you tune all that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of magical. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's just like other people are like, oh, I don't have anxiety, but I could never go up on stage. I can sing a song. I'll do anything. I'm gonna be dressed up as a man tonight and riding a unicycle, and that's gonna be fun. I'm excited for that.
Well, I think for most people, the anxiety is being on the stage in front of people.
But some people, I know a friend, he's trying to find a way he also has social anxiety. He's trying to find a way to come out and, try to perform and get that out.
Mm-hmm.
We're still trying to, find
working on it.
a technique for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I've had anxiety. Was diagnosed at 5, so I'm pretty sure it was kind of born with it,
Mm-hmm.
ish, or predisposed to it. And that's been a thing lately. That's why I do some of my courses online. But theater and dancing and singing and all that like really helps. It's kind of like a therapy in a way.
And those are things that you're also really good at, right? So that definitely helps.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be confident doing those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, I guess next time we see you, you'd be on Broadway.
Oh yeah.
In New York.
2 months tops. I'll be on.
Or the West End in London.
Yeah.
Something
or,
like that.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just stay here or go to Toronto or a lot of work. There's a lot of work here.
What is a musical you at some point you really want to be a part of?
Well, I would instantly say The Lion King, but I'm white as sour cream here, so like I don't think I can really do that. So, but that would be my ideal because of all the beautiful dancing and costumes. But I'm gonna be like really, really lame and just be like Glinda on Wicked, the Good Witch, because short and hair and oh wait, no, I don't have blonde hair anymore. Whoops.
That's easy to fix.
Whoops. I had to dye it for a production of Annie.
Uh-huh.
I was Orphan Annie, and it's starting to fade, but yeah.
So you did Annie?
I did Annie, and I was Annie with my dance studio. It was a really small production. We just did it in like a little black box theater, but it was good. And so I was like, I don't really want to wear a wig. I don't feel like it.
Was it the full?
It was the junior version because
okay.
we only had a couple of teens and adults, and then most of all the kids were actually kids. So we were like, let's tone it down a bit. But I did all like the songs. I did all the full versions, and it was good. But I didn't want to wear wigs, so I dyed it all, and now I decided to keep it.
Well, I guess we could call you Annie.
Yeah. I don't know.
That is one of my favorite musicals as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still. I don't think it's on Broadway still.
No, I don't think so. I think they kind of like replaced it with Matilda, like a little bit. Yeah.
That place is ridiculous. I never explored it before the previous 2 times, but this time we went spring break. I was like, gotta see Broadway.
Yeah.
And you just look around, it's like, oh, Hamilton, there's Matilda, there's the Phantom over there. I was like, you just walk down the street.
And then there's
like,
Cats.
Yeah, Cats. Yeah.
Been in the same theater forever. Since the 1800s.
Was Grease playing recently?
I don't remember.
What's that?
I remember Vanessa Hudgens telling me about it, and then it was all recorded.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Grease was on Broadway.
Grease.
Yeah.
I feel like that. Yeah, it comes back every now and again.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, let's do it again.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Broadway's the plan. With an apartment with 5 dogs. That's what I want. 5 dogs.
You want 5 dogs?
I want 5 dogs.
What type of dog?
Okay, I want. I've got this all planned out. Okay, I want an English bulldog, 2 pit bulls, a Weimaraner, and then like maybe a Great Dane.
Weimaraners are cool.
Weimaraners are so cool.
Yeah, they're fur.
Like the gray ones.
They're like silvery.
They look like little
gray.
Pointer dogs, and then they're like silver gray.
They're very
really
cool.
They're very pretty, and I like them.
Yeah.
And
I feel like 5 dogs might be a bit of work for you.
And well, my mom said that she'd like babysit them and be their dog sitter while I'm on stage. So
while you're on stage. Okay.
5 dogs. That's not all at once, maybe. For the future. 1 at a time, I think, would probably be better.
1 every year.
1 every year. For
a different dog every year. Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like you have a good plan going. Right, thanks Beth for being here. And I guess I'll see you tonight on a unicycle and with an ukulele singing over the rainbow again.
Well, not with my ukulele. You could bring
I'll
your
bring.
ukulele.
I could have brought mine. I forgot to bring mine.
And then you could just jam out while I'm. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Beth.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
I didn't know that.
Hashtag comes for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a bit late.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You're fired.
Yeah, you're
You're
fired.
no longer my co-host.
No, get out of here.
I was so done. I ran and then I ran back and I was like, I'm late. That was like my last minute food.